Hey everyone, so today's video is gonna be a shop my stash. I did sort of suddenly stop this series and never did an update for my last shop my stash because I was at school and I didn't have a stash to shop really, obviously, because I didn't bring all of my makeup with me, but now I am excited to be home and have my whole makeup collection here with me. So I am going to be starting up this series again, and the sort of theme for this Shop My Stash is going to be products I just really missed while I was gone, and products that I want to get a lot more use out of, products that are sort of neglected in my collection. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's just go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm going to start with my eyeshadow drawer, and this drawer is kind of a mess. But I am also going to do a declutter video of pretty much my whole collection, probably split up into multiple videos. So stay tuned for that because this is getting a little bit out of hand. But the first product I want to pull out of here to use for the next couple months is this BH Cosmetics Shin XO palette. So one side of this is an eyeshadow palette, if I can do this with one hand. So this is the eyeshadow palette. It's just really pretty and neutral, but what I more so want to pull this out for is for these lipsticks on the other side. And I actually want to use these lipsticks as blushes. There were some cream blushes that I wanted that were basically pretty unique shades, but I realized I have them in this palette, specifically this red tone right here. So I want to pull this out to get some use out of. Probably mostly going to be using these lipsticks as cream blushes, but I just want to get some more use out of this one. So I'm going to put that over here in my little basket. And then I think I'm going to choose one eyeshadow palette from here as well. I'm debating whether I want to pull out my Natasha or one of these ColourPop palettes maybe. I think I'm going to pull out my Natasha palette. This is the Sunrise palette, and this is what it looks like. I feel like this will just be really pretty for the springtime. I feel like this could really work for any season, but I haven't used it in a while, and I just want to get a little bit more use out of it, and I'm really excited to use this, and I definitely missed it a lot while I was at college. And this is probably the one that stands out to me the most that I am actually excited to use. There's also a BH Cosmetics palette back here at the bottom that I sort of forgot about. Okay, that was a struggle. I just pulled this out, but this is also a really pretty spring palette that also has some blushes in here. So I'm actually going to pull this one out as well. I'm really excited to get use out of this. As you can see, I haven't used it very much. I think that is it for this drawer. Actually, I might pull one of these pigments in because I never use these. So I think I'm going to pull in this one in the shade The Scales. This is from the Kathleen Lights collection. These are definitely no longer available. Surprise, surprise, from ColourPop. So I am going to pull this one out even though it's no longer available for you guys. I just need to get a lot more use out of these pigments because I don't use them, and I am considering decluttering these. Next, moving on to this drawer. This is sort of like foundations, primers, face palettes, and powders and concealers. So it's sort of a random mix of just everything. So for foundation, I actually have a foundation on the chopping block, so I'm not going to pull any of these out right now. For primers, I also have one in a project, but I actually might pull out this No Pore Bloom primer from Touch in Soul because eventually I do want to pan this. So I just want to get a little bit of use out of it right now. And then I do want to pull out a face palette. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see back here, but I think I'm actually going to pull out this Tarte palette. This is the Life of the Party Clay Blush palette and clutch. I hate this packaging. It's so bulky and annoying, but I do really like the products inside. So I wish I could take this out of the packaging, but it does just stay in here, so I feel like I don't use it enough, and these have barely been touched, so I want to pull this out and get some use out of it as well. For powders, I don't think I'm gonna pick any of those out. I'm just sort of using up my powders organically. I don't really have any in projects, and I also have a concealer in a project right now, and I don't have many concealers in my collection in general, so I'm not gonna pick any of those out either. This drawer is random face masks and lashes, which I don't even wear lashes, so this drawer is an issue, but we're gonna skip over that. Now, this drawer is a mess. This is my blush, bronzers, and highlighters. So for bronzer, I do have one in my chopping block right now, but I want to pick out another one, I think. So I think I'm actually going to pick out this more glowy one from Milani. This is their Soleil Baked Bronzer, and this is definitely a lot more glowy for the springtime, and the other bronzer I'm using right now is matte. So I want to get some use out of this more glowy product. I think just for fun, I'm also going to pull out this cream product from e.l.f. This is in the shade Bronzed Pink Beige. It is just a cream blush and bronzer. So I do eventually want to finish this and pan it. So I think I'm just going to get some use out of it. I don't have many cream products in projects right now. And then for highlighters, I have a ton of highlighters in my chopping block right now, and also one in a project pan. So I'm not going to pick out any of these. But I do want to pull out this sort of highlighter. This is from Jaclyn Cosmetics. It's in the shade Brighten Up, so it's their luminous powder. So this is like a setting powder. So it could be a highlight because it's pretty intensely glowy, but it is supposed to be a setting powder, so I want to try to use it as, or not a setting powder, but a finishing powder. So I want to try to use it that way. I usually use it as a really subtle highlight though. And this is what the product looks like. This is the old packaging. I believe they just came out with these released for a holiday collection, and I believe they came out with these permanently in a different square packaging, but you can get this product. I actually want to pull out this highlight. This is from Cover FX, the Custom Enhancer Drops. What is the shade? In the shade Moonlight, and I haven't used these in a really long time, and I want to get some use out of this. I was considering decluttering it, but I want to try mixing it with some foundations to see if I like it that way and if I can actually get use out of it that way. So I'm also going to pull this out, and I feel like I'm pulling out a lot more products than I was expecting, but that's okay. So the next product we have here is blushes, and I'm not really sure what I want to pick out here. I am going to be doing a declutter, like I said, so I have some things in mind that I know I'm going to be decluttering already, but I think I want to pull out this Hourglass blush in the shade Diffused Heat. This is a really pretty corally pink color for the springtime, so I'm definitely going to pull this one out and get a lot more use out of it. I do really love the Hourglass formula. They're not necessarily worth the price tag, but I do want to get some use out of this. And then for other blushes, I don't think I'm going to pick anything else out right now. So I think that is it for blush, bronzers, and highlights. So all of my lip glosses are pretty much in these organizers. I do have an organizer with lipsticks over there on my dresser, but it's kind of a mess, so I'm not going to show you guys that. And I don't know if I want to pick out any lip products from here. I do have a few lip products that are in projects right now, so I'm hesitant to pick these out. I'm also not wearing lip products a ton, at least like not full-on liquid lipsticks and things like that. I also have a lip product declutter coming soon, so I don't think I will pick any lipsticks out. Again, I do have the lip products I'm working on for my project, so I'm just gonna stick with those, I think. Okay, so I just sort of laid everything out here. Sorry, this video is kind of a mess, but I have the BH palette down here, the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, and then I also have this Shaanuxo palette, mostly for the lipsticks in here. I also have this little pigment from ColourPop, and then for cheeks and face, we have this Hourglass blush in the shade Diffused Heat, this Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Moonlight, this e.l.f. Little Cream Blush and Bronzer Duo, also this Milani Baked Bronzer and the Jaclyn Hill Finishing Powder, as well as the No Pore Blum Primer. And then I also have the Tarte Cheek Palette down here. So that is it for this little Shop My Stash video. I hope you guys enjoyed going through my drawers with me and picking out some products that I'm just really excited to get some use out of. And like I said, I will have a lot of declutter videos coming soon and some exciting content that I am really excited to film. I just want to film like 20 videos in one day because I have so much content I want to get out for you guys. But stay tuned for those videos. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I do post new videos about 2 to 3 times a week, so if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.